Welcome to Behind the Entertainment Scene with Stephanie Thompson. I am your host, and on this show we bring you guests with entertaining insights, inspiring stories, and secrets to their success. I have with me my fabulous co-host, Antonio Carnota.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Pleasure to be here. You look fantastic.
Thank you, Antonio.
Really. Thank you so much.
Love you. And I have with me my amazing guest, Anne Parenti. She's a singer, songwriter, and the founder of the Forgotten Song Foundation. Yes, Anne, it's so nice to see you.
It's lovely to see you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. This is one way to catch up, isn't it?
Isn't it? We were talking about it. How long have we known each other now?
Well, you just said a little while ago, 6 years. I can't believe it's been that long since time has flown, but it has, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's been about 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us about the Forgotten Song Foundation.
Well, it has been a journey to get from here to there, but it is a wonderful foundation, and we raise money for UNLV, Jazz Studies and the Arts Department, CSN, the Jazz Vocal Department there, and we just recently adopted the Composer Showcase that just became a nonprofit themselves, and the Strauss House, which is a unique situation all the way around. So those are the 4 scholarships we'll be giving out this year. Actually, we'll be giving out about 10, but each one represents a certain dollar amount. So yeah, that's
Okay.
The foundation was actually birthed about 3 years ago,
Okay.
and it was basically, it started out with trying to get a grant. And from the grant, we actually became a foundation in order to get the grant for me to finish a project that was a for-profit at the time called Midnight Muse. And Midnight Muse was a book, a film, and a CD based on the last 50 years of live music of Las Vegas. So I interviewed all the likes of the folks that were sidemen, as they called them, and some lounge singers that played behind Sinatra, Elvis, Streisand, and I got their stories while they were still here on this earth.
Oh.
And I was very, very happy I did that because we've sadly lost 3 of them already, and we have a couple that are kind of in a bad situation right now, and we're just glad we got their stories. In addition to that, we created classes that they can access online for free, and they can get extra credit at the university or a jazz appreciation class where we interviewed who was still with us at the time, Vinnie Falcone, who was Sinatra's conductor for many years. He has a class online, and we did, Gus Mancuso is there, Woody Woods is there, and Tom Hall is there. There's a whole bunch of people in this thing that Dave Loeb, the professor at UNLV, and Nathan Tenoy interviewed for us. So that's kind of a little bit about what Forgotten Song does, and we'll be having our annual fundraiser in May on the 19th at the historic 5th Street School from 6 to 8 that night, and everybody's welcome to attend. So you can find more about that later when we talk about websites and all of that. So,
Okay.
You can tell that I get overexcited about that foundation. So.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
The conductor of Frank Sinatra, Gus Mancuso, and many other artists, how did you convince them?
Well, it's a funny little thing because there's a big, it's a big little city, and they all kind of know each other.
Okay.
And they all said, well, you got to call this fellow, you got to call that fellow. And I didn't want any headliners in my story because the headliners are the headliners, everybody knows them. But nobody ever got the story of the people that played behind the headliners, the piano players, the bass players, the drummers. And so I was able to capture their story, and there's some quite interesting stories on this whole collection of on the documentary. The documentary actually is on PBS on occasion. It's been on there for the last few years, and they have one more year of a contract with me. Whether or not I will take it over to the rest of the world on PBS, I haven't decided yet. But right now, it's only on local Las Vegas PBS.
Okay.
But yeah, they got their stories. The only headliner in there is Clint Holmes. He kind of did an acknowledgement in the book for us. He's a very kind gentleman. He was our honoree last year at the Viva Awards, and he's just a real large cheerleader for the whole city. Everybody loves Clint. And so he was the only headliner I had in the whole collection. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
All right.
now he's singing at the Hilton. I
Yeah,
mean, now he's-
well, actually at the Westgate. Yes, him
Yes.
and Earl Turner,
Yeah.
who was there last year to honor Clint, who couldn't attend that night, and it was quite the roast we did for Clint. So I love you, Earl, and I love you, Clint. Okay, and Kelly. We don't want to forget Kelly. Heavens to Betsy. You can't forget Kelly. But they're all three very, very great supporters of the foundation, and we appreciate their help. Anytime we can get help people like that, it's wonderful. So.
That's wonderful. So what encouraged you to birth this foundation?
Well, that's another whole story. The old saying is, what if you'd have done something else in life besides what you chose? Mm-hmm. And for 30 years, I've had a company that it's called Parenti and Associates, how unique, right? And I actually sell products to the hospitality industry and contract industry, things like wall covering, fabric, furniture. Well, the recession hit, as we all know. And I had a little more time on my hands, and I said, what would I have done if I didn't go to that love and go to my first love, which was music? Mm-hmm. And I kind of, one thing led to another. I went to a seminar, and I was with a mentor that was about marketing, and I told her I just wanted to do this little CD with jazz songs that I wrote and some songs that I'll sing standards, and then maybe have a little coffee table book with it, and life goes on. And she goes, did you ever think about interviewing the people that you mentioned for this jazz album? I bet they have some stories. And the light bulb went on, and I said, oh my gosh, of course. So the film became the first format, and then from there we ended up doing a 2 CD set. I'm only on one song. That's the irony of it all. I only did the one, and wasn't even one of my own, and then I wrote several songs for the CD, and I recruited all these performers to come in and sing on it. And it's 20 songs on that CD, and there's over 88 performers in the book. And then on the actual film, it's 44 people interviewed on that in a 57-minute film.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to hear more of secrets to Anne's success. We'll be right back.
Thank you for calling Denim Revival.
Hate to say goodbye to your favorite jeans? Well, now you don't have to, because Denim Revival is here for you. Mail us your jeans and our professionals will fix it right up. We offer you all kinds of alteration services, including invisible repairs, let-outs, taperings, and original hemming, or even have your own custom-made jeans. Quoted the best denim repair shop by GQ, Vogue Magazine, and LA Times. Denim Revival, your search for alteration and repair ends here.
Well, welcome back to Behind the Entertainment Scene. I'm your host, Stephanie Thompson. This is my fabulous co-host, Antonio Carnota.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's a pleasure to be here with you and with Anne. Beautiful experience.
And we have Anne Parenti here, who has so many interesting stories to share, and she's just been telling us about her foundation, the Forgotten Song Foundation, and how it came to be, and everything like that. And that really is something, when you have an idea and you follow through and you have the drive to see it to its fruition.
She has an strange, can I say that, strange power to convince these huge artists.
Right.
Which is the secret, to convince these huge artists and put it all together.
Well, I guess it's because I'm a Libra. I don't know. We have this way about ourselves that convince people. But I think they really saw my passion. A lot of them didn't know me because that wasn't the industry I was in. And the people from my industry would have never questioned what I was wanting to do. And I had a cheerleader. His name is Jamie Hosmer. It's a cute story. I kept trying to approach Clint Holmes to be a part of this, and Kelly Clinton, and I would see them at a location called Composer Showcase. And finally I said, Jamie, who used to work with Clint in his show, I said, tell Clint who I am so he doesn't think I'm some crazy lady wanting to interview him for this thing that he has no idea who I am and what I'm doing. And finally Jamie walked up to her and said, Clint, I've known Ann for a long time, and if she says she's going to do something, you can take it to the bank, pretty much that just. And Kelly goes, how many times have you tried to call us? I said 3. She goes, it's official. We're assholes. Okay. So she's very sweet. She's the one that kind of got him to, actually call me back. And then once that happened, we've been friends for a long time now. They're very sweet people. They're very busy. Oh my gosh, they make me look like I do nothing. But they're very busy. And Clint was up for 2 Grammys this year. He was Grammy nominated on 2 songs. Oh. And very excited about that. And then, like we mentioned, his show started. And anyway, he can come on another time and tell you about all his show. But yeah, he's a wonderful man. And Kelly's just a sweetheart. She has a show also at Bootlegger every Monday night. And she has a show at Tuscany on Wednesday nights. So they're both very active people. And Earl is now with Clint there, as we talked about before.
Yes, and Kelly, she's helping because she has an open mic every Monday.
Yes, she does. She's a crazy girl.
And she's helping.
Can't keep up with her. So yeah, that's how that all started there, and then from one thing led to the other with the Centennial Grant Commission. A big shout out to them. They were the ones that gave us the final dollars to finish the film, that we could get it licensed and then copied and insured. That was critical. Mm-hmm. And then we also redid the CD. We re-engineered it, and we did about 4 new songs on it, redid them, and then added a new song and took one away. And then we actually repressed the book. The book is an interesting thing. It's done in 2 parts. One is actually a recycled LP, and the other one, it resembles a recycled LP, the paperback version. So it's quite an elaborate book. But yeah, so that's the story there. Okay.
You must feel so proud when you look at that. You have it I don't know where you have it at home, but you have it
in
at
boxes.
home. In boxes at home.
Lots and lots of boxes. But yes, we all know that there's a shift in the universe where CDs and books and films are not purchased anymore. It's all, I feel like I'm selling air, honestly. I mean,
digital.
Yeah, it's all digital. And people say, well, I don't
Yeah.
want a CD. Can I get it online? Yes, you can. You can go online to CD Baby or Amazon. But
Yeah.
what do you do with the physical
You have it on
copies?
iTunes.
Yeah, I'm on iTunes, all of those. But yeah, so the world is changing out there for us.
It
that,
is.
Yeah.
It is.
So
as
it
artists.
happened very quickly. So yeah.
So now you're a singer and songwriter as well.
Yes.
So talk to us about that. What is your process as a songwriter, and when you sit down and you write a song?
My secrets?
Yeah, we
Well,
want to hear your secrets.
I usually hear voices without sounding odd. Okay, not voices from above, but I usually hear the lyrics almost instantaneously. I hear lyrics before I hear melody.
Okay.
And sometimes I write the melody myself, and sometimes I recruit someone and co-write. And those are usually my favorite songs, is when I co-write. And usually I'm always looking for that melody. Sometimes we tweak the lyrics also together, but usually those lyrics are pretty set in stone by the time we go to press. So on the CD, I think there was 5 songs that I wrote or co-wrote.
Okay.
And it started back when I was in my, I was probably turning 12 or 13. And my grandparents, I was raised partially by my grandparents, and they gave me a guitar. And I learned how to play guitar, classical guitar. Don't ask me how to play bolero now, I wouldn't be able to. But I learned enough to play the chords, the basic chords, so I could write music. And so I started writing when I was about 12 or 13. And then I stopped when I went to the real world and started working in my career that I'm in. And then I picked it up again in the early 90s again from a study that I was doing called A Course in Miracles. And I actually did another CD called As Promised, which not a lot of people know about, and it's all based on the philosophy of Course in Miracles. And so all the lyrics came very, very quickly and fast, and I did write all the music to that. And then when I went into the more mainstream music, I recruited people that was what they did for a living. My goodness, why not bother them? So that's what we did.
Wow, that's very interesting. Okay, when we come back, we're going to hear some more interesting tidbits and things from Ann that you don't know and that you're going to learn. Okay, we'll be right back.
Snap-on dentures will change your life. And at Smiles Today Dental, we now offer the lowest price in town. Mini dental implants can stabilize your loose dentures permanently. Call Smiles Today Dental for a free consultation.
And we're back to Behind the Entertainment Scene with Stephanie Thompson. I am your host. I have my fabulous co-host, Antonio Carnota.
Stephanie, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes,
I love you. We love you.
Yes, love you too. And we have Ann Parenti, who has just been sharing some wonderful secrets of being a songwriter and how her process of writing songs is. Antonio, did you have a question for her?
Yes. You were 12, 13 years old. You got a guitar. What happened with you and with music when music came to your life?
Well, it was all teenagers, self-expression. And I came from a very unusual background for family, and we were having a lot of dramas in our family, and I kind of wrote songs to express that. And
it was like a freedom.
Exactly. I wasn't one to escape into drugs or alcohol or things like that. I wrote instead, which was a little more healthier, I guess.
Of course.
But I wrote one of my first songs. It kind of sounded like suicide, and I'll never forget this because I was like a senior in high school, and I was in an honors class. But it was a music class that you had to do all the score. You had to write all 4 parts. You had to do the lyrics, you had to write the music, and then you had to perform it. And
you had to do that in high school?
High school, the last year. I was in honors classes, okay.
Oh, wow.
And so the song was really about my mother, but he didn't know that. The poor guy didn't know that. So it was about suicide, and my mother had attempted that in her life. Oh. And I wrote the song kind of in ode to my mother. And the guy thought, she might be a problem, you know. So he kept my eye, but he never knew that wasn't really about me. I was writing about my mom. And so anyway, that was my first song. And then I went on to write more folk songs. Judy Collins was very popular, Joan Baez. I was very influenced by folk music and blues and jazz because I was from Chicago area. And so that influenced my writing quite a bit in those days.
And are you still playing, Anne? Are you still playing your guitar from time to time?
Oh gosh, you do not want to hear me play guitar anymore. It's just sad.
But you are alone. You are coming home. You are alone, and you would like to play songs just for you and your emotions.
Yeah, I would do probably folk music at that point. Yeah, folk is still one of my first loves. I have many. I really love all kinds of music. I love New Age. I love jazz. I love classical. There's many forms of music that. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around rap and hip hop, but I'm still trying to, I got an open mind. Okay.
Yeah.
And how can we get, please tell us, to all the people who are watching us, how can we get your CDs? How can we get your information, your books, everything, your films?
Yes. Well, besides we mentioned CD Baby earlier and Amazon and all of the above, you can simply go to ForgottenSongMusic.com, and there's a store on there, and you can buy it right there firsthand. I may even personally deliver it to you if you're in Las Vegas. And then I also have a website called ForgottenSongFoundation.org, and you'll find out more about our foundation and how you can support that if you so choose, and about some events that we have coming up. So yeah, and the Viva event is the biggest of the year, and again, that's May 19th at the 5th Street School.
Now, is the Viva event your event? Is that Forgotten Song Foundation's event?
Yes, it's our 4th annual event.
Okay.
And we, this year we're changing it up a little bit. We're not going to be honoring, the Viva stood for Vegas Icon Visionary Award. But we've done 4 in a row, and everything changes. So we're going to try a new process this year. So we're going to have 3 different collections of music throughout the evening. And then we're going to have lots of artists on display, and of course plenty of food and wine and raffles and silent auction. It's always a fun night because we have about 15 artists on display, and this year numerous entertainers will be there to perform. And we'll be honoring all of the scholarship awardees at UNLV, CSN, and the other 2. And so it'll be a fun night. So yeah.
And
hope you can come.
Okay. Yes. Are you singing?
No.
No?
No, in fact, I even hired a professional MC this year, and her name is Stacy Gulande, and she's a wonderful lady. She's been on several local TV stations, and she also is on E! Entertainment on occasion to do special promotions. So she's our MC for this year.
Oh,
I don't even
nice.
have to do that.
Okay, there you go. You can just go and enjoy.
Yes, how about that? That'll be a first.
And that will be on May the 19th?
May the 19th, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Very nice.
Okay. And we'll be posting how to get a ticket online very shortly. So that'll be on there very quickly. Okay? Thank you.
Very nice. So what are some of the lessons you've learned along your journey as being a singer and a songwriter that you could share with our audience?
Okay. Well, as I mentioned about that honors thing back in the... I also was a big fan, and still am, of Shakespeare. And he had one saying that I always kept to heart, and it was from Measure for Measure, and it says, he says, "Our doubts are traitors that make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt." Mm. And I really resonated with that, so I kept that strong, and then that's just kind of my mantra. So I don't question anything. If people say, "Oh, you can't do that," or "You can't do this," I seriously doubt that. So if I'll prove that I can or I can't. And I always know in my heart it's a gut feeling. I run from the gut all the time. And I know what's possible and what's not possible. I listen very closely to my inner guidance and source.
That's wonderful. Okay, we're going to take another quick commercial break, and we're going to hear more of Anne's wisdom when we come back. Welcome back to Behind the Entertainment Scene with Stephanie Thompson. I am your host, and I have my fabulous co-host, Antonio Carlota.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Yes.
It's for you. You are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Mwah. And we have Anne Parenti with us today, and she's been sharing some of her wisdom and secrets, and we've really enjoyed talking with you. And so we were talking about lessons, and I hear you have a new movie coming out.
We're trying to get funding for it, and it's called Nomadic Nocturne. The first one was Midnight Muse. I forgot to mention that. And Nomadic Nocturne is a little even closer and near dear to my heart. That one I'm going to try to get the story of people that come from all over the world or other cities that have made Las Vegas their home, and in the art world and in the music world, and get their stories of what it was like to bring their culture here and how they interwove that story into the Las Vegas scene, and try to get a little. I have people from all over, Russia, Spain, Costa Rica, you name it. They're lined up, ready to be in this movie. In fact, I had to shut the door because I already have too many people involved. I didn't know I knew so many international people. So anyway, it's just a love of mine. I can't explain my drive. People ask me that. It just comes from within. And it's a passion that I've put in the closet for many, 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 many years. And I released it with the Midnight Muse project, and I haven't really looked back. I have a tremendous amount of energy that I shouldn't have for this age, that I have this drive. And people joke because they said, why did you call it Midnight Muse? I said, because oddly enough, I was up beyond midnight putting this project together to actually do a book, a film, and a CD in 1 year, and then get it released is kind of crazy. And I even think I'm crazy. I'm like, how did I do that? And then go to all their shows and their events and support them. It's just, when you know your passion, okay, it will take you to the next level. And don't question it, or don't let people question you or doubt you about it. You just know that you're doing the right thing. And I haven't seen the end of what Forgotten Song has done for us yet. It's growing. I'm excited about what the foundation's doing. I'm excited about the next movie. I'm excited about maybe taking the other movie to international and national PBS. So it's just, but that's not what my real world was. For 30 years, I didn't do this. So never, I guess, never give up on your first love. I guess that's the first thing. And never give up thinking you're too old to do it, because you just might surprise yourself and others. So does that give you a little bit more of an insight of the wacky world of Ann Parenti?
I love it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very inspiring. It's very inspiring.
Right.
So, and where do you find all that energy?
Well, again, I have a wonderful husband. He's very supportive. He is the president of Forgotten Song Foundation. I'm just one of the directors of it. And he really is a great partner. And he gives me a lot of support, and he's the quiet cheerleader in the background saying, if anybody can do it, you know, you can do it. And so it's always nice to have that person that's there for you. And of course, I support him in his own endeavors too, as much as one can. He's retired now, so he's the lucky one, okay? Where he'll know I'll work till I drop. In fact, he introduces me. This is my wife, the workaholic. But so I just love what I do. I don't consider anything I do, including my real career in the daytime. I love my clients. I love all the designers. And I just love what I do. So I'm one of the blessed ones. It's kind of comical because in the daylight, I'm over at the World Market Center, and in my nightlife, I'm over at the Smith Center. They're all on the same block. I really ought to find out if they can start building homes down there so I can not have to drive so far to get there. But otherwise, that's it. So it's a lovely world we live in.
So any last words you'd like to share with us?
Well, I'd like to thank you for inviting me today, and thank you. It was lovely to meet you.
Pleasure.
And it was nice to catch up with you after this long time.
I know.
Boy, we sure do catch up in a funny way, because you're very busy, he's very busy, I'm very busy. So
Yes.
this is a fun way to catch up. Okay.
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and I'm so excited for you and all your projects, and I wish you much success.
Okay. Well,
And
thank you.
I'm looking forward to hearing more from Ann Parenti and what the future holds.
And good luck on this show. I wish you all success, and
Thank you.
keep that beautiful voice going too. I haven't heard it in a
Thank
while,
you.
so I'm going to need to see a show of yours soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Well, Antonio,
We would like to sing the song. We need to finish with the beautiful song. By the way, Anne, thank you so much for your beautiful compliments. You are a wonderful lady. Thank you so much.
yes, thank you so much, everyone, and we hope you enjoyed our show today. God bless you and your family, and we'll see you on the next show.
Here is the end of the show. We really had to let you go. We promised that we will return with many more. Come back and see